some Irish song he's singing. The lighting's a bit not that good. Would have brought my light up, but can't be bothered. So you'll have to do a little bit darker than it usually is. That light did make a slight bit of difference, but never mind. I just had a nice bath, so I'm all relaxed. Just wait for a few more people to come in, and then I'm going to have a bit of a chat, see how it comes out. I am going to be reading off something as well. One of my calming oils and sleep oils, which I'm going to be taking to my mum's tomorrow and giving her one that she hasn't received for Mother's Day yet because we've not seen her, but we are going seeing her tomorrow. Hi Organic, how are you? There's 8 people in, so come and say hi if you haven't said hi already. Where do I start first? I might start with a bit of an energy pull from the deck, the top and the bottom. I think I'll do, just to be a bit different. Let's see. Hi Top Cat, hi. Oh yeah, Organic's there. Good. Yes, I'm good. I'm going to do the Crystal Unicorn Tarot because to me it's very childlike energy, fun energy. And we've got Colin in the house as well, and we've got Emma. Hi to everybody coming in. Don't normally do this, so let's see what sort of energy we get off top and bottom, just to start the chat with. Good, I'm glad you're good. I'm glad people are keeping in that, you know, higher mindset. Feeling good, especially with the weather, it's been beautiful. So let's see. Ooh. This one just stuck out then, so I'm going to grab that one. Just wanted to come out. That was off the top near enough anyway, and we'll see what's at the bottom. Wow. We've got the 9 of Wands, which is a bit of a divine number, isn't it? The 9 of Wands. To do with passions. To do with things that you want to bring in. You could actually see, you know, the things that you're seeing coming in. She's got a little, I don't know if you can see it on camera, blindfold on, and she's had the blindfold taken off. That's very high, Archangel Michael, very relevant for what I'm talking about tonight. And there's like little buds, which is very relevant for this weekend, on the wands, you know, like budding, things that are growing, you know, things that you can see now that you might have not seen before, because when you put intentions out there to manifest, you have to wait for them to come in. You don't think about them. They come in and they start growing just like these ones. So it could be passions, projects, anything that you're putting out, intentions, that energy, that frequency coming in. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And the ones have purple stones on it, like amethyst. That's the spiritual colour anyway. So it's to do with the, you know, the things that you're putting out there. So, which is good because we are beginning to see certain things. You know, if you're in that right frequency at the minute. Hi, Ricardo. How are you? And then the bottom of the deck was King of Pentacles, which again, you could see Pentacles is earthly, and it could be, hi Vicky, it could be, you know, to do with finances, money. You could say again, any projects or abundance coming in because it's the king, but he's, you know, sat there very, on his, you could say throne, horse throne there, unicorn throne, all the things growing again with abundance. Abundance is coming in. You know, if you're the king or queen, you're the abundance of your own, like, castle, which I could say kingdom, realms of, you know, what you're putting out. So they're both the sort of same cards in a sense. Passions and abundance coming in, which is a lot to do with sort of what I'm talking about. And like I said, the one with, they've both got growth on. These flowers growing and the buds growing on this card as we're going into spring now, and it's Easter. Things are growing, regrowing, resurrection going on, if you get what I'm saying. So that's beautiful to start with. I just thought I'd pick them from the beautiful little deck Crystal Unicorn, if anyone's interested, because it's a very fun, bright, colourful, childlike deck. That energy. you know, and it's all about the kids, let's say. It's all about the next generation coming up. You know, if anyone was there the other day over on Red Pill Phil's channel and, you know, what he was trying to bring to light over there, not really going to go into much of that, but it is about the children, and we've got the children have to be protected and shown. Anyway, let's see what you're all saying first before I start warming up to get into my chat. After this, had a rest day, had a busy week, going to a big meal tomorrow, was hubby's order. Ah, good. What else are we all saying? I'm watching going outside, taking you all with me. Good coyote. Because the weather's been beautiful in the UK as well. What else are you all saying? Apologises for my distraction from chat. Be right back. No worries. Beautiful cards. Yeah, they are good cards. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this week. Today, yesterday, whatever. This weekend that we're not through yet. Hi, Rainbow Wizard. Evening, fam. Yep, you're not late. Evening, Rainbow Wizard. How are you? Just to warm up to get me into my story so far. My truth, my words, whatever the title says. I can't remember what I wrote. Anyway, we have been laughing at Mr. Little Legs Finn because every time he does a colouring or a drawing, it's always in rainbow colours. He's not asleep. He's not asleep. And my fellow asked him, you know, like, you don't have to do it in rainbow colours all the time. I went, no. He said, it has to be in rainbow colours because everyone likes rainbow colours. And I thought, that's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. Actually, talking about unicorns, I'm going to go and get his picture he drew the other day. Show you an example of his colouring in. It's always in rainbow colours. Very good at colouring in. And this is his unicorn. Are you ready? Ta-da! In your third eye. A long neck. So cute. So that's that. Yeah, like his mum, exactly. So I just wrote a few notes down of what I want to say about today. Well, this week really. This week's been good. It's been, yeah, just been okay. Thank you. Yeah, he's a talented, he is. Yesterday, you know, the weather's been really nice for a couple of days, so, you know, yesterday, what was it yesterday? Thursday, Friday, beautiful. Today's been lovely. I said to my fella, because I stayed at his yesterday, you might have seen the picture with Finn in the tent, we had camping in. He loved it. He went to bed late, but stayed to sleep, so he loved that. His little face, and that's what matters. He was happy. We watched the new King Kong Godzilla versus Godzilla I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. You want to go and see that. If you're into Admiral Byrd, Flat Earth and all that sort of stuff, if you're not, it's fine. But if you are, you want to go and watch that. You want to go and watch that. I'll tell you a little bit about it in a minute, so you might want to put your fingers in your ears. But, spoiler alert. But, not that it matters, you just need to go and watch it if you're into that sort of stuff. But it did, as most films do, have a lot of truth in, so I'm not going to say, we know they put it all in front of our faces. That's the law of, you know, you've got to do it. What else? Yeah, watch that. I've got something to read you in a bit, which I'll show you in a bit, which I've read before, but I'm going to go through it again because we need reminding. I've got a picture to show you that I drew that's going to sum up everything, really. But yeah, a few things. So the weather's been gorgeous, and yeah, it's Indigo Ray's birthday tomorrow, so you can wish her happy birthday. Hi all, catching up. Hi, Mary. So, Finn went to the park the other day with my fella, and my fella's out on a man thing today. They've gone well, not camping, but they're sort of gone a night of camping, just to sit out with a fire, but going home, but still popped a tent up and all that, being a man. I said, you go and do your thing, you go and enjoy it with your friends. So, he took him to the park the other day, but I didn't go because I was in the garden doing something. So he said, oh, I'll take Finn to go and play, you know, bat and ball and whatever, take him to the park. When they came back, I said, has he been good? He went, yeah, he's been good. We didn't really play on the field because he went on the park. He said, and I bought him a bat and ball, which got broke because it was dead cheap, and 4 really cheap aeroplanes, little aeroplanes. Hi, Jeffrey. 4 little cheapo aeroplanes. Now, my sister said the other day when he went round to theirs, playing with her son, oh, he's got to learn to share sometimes, but you know what kids are like that. Well, when he was on the park, my fella said, I said, oh, he's not brought his planes back. He went, no, he's give them all away. So these little kids kept coming up in the park and he just kept giving them one of his aeroplanes till he had none. And then he said, a little boy came over. He said, a little Indian boy, and he came over and said, oh, and he was older, a lot older than Finn, and he said, oh, you're a very generous little boy. That's really nice. He said, I make lots of clay things. Would you like me to make you a clay thing? Come, you know, you can come to my house, and you know what kids are like. Come to my house, and I can make you. What do you want me to make you? So Finn apparently said, because they were going, he said, I don't know, like, you go and ask everybody else on the park what they would like you to make them. But it's just cute how he gave all these aeroplanes away to the kids and he had none. And then a boy had noticed, an older boy had noticed, saying, isn't that very generous? Hi, Barry Pease. Hi, everybody who's in. Hi, Archangel Ariel. Everybody who's in, and Astral Thief. And I just thought that's cute because I keep saying and banging on about we are the energy. What we put out is what we get back. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just seeing it daily. I'm seeing it in my realm because that's what I project out. I can't say this strong enough of it's everything to do with what you project out will be reflected back to you. Let's say you stick it out, it hits itself on the dome, just let's say, and it reflects straight back to you, the energy that you are. Hola. So to me, it's very true because I was just saying to some people today, and I'm not sort of going to get caught up in chat, but because I'll get distracted. And now I forgot what I was going to say. Where was I at? I see more creativity, positive, loving, compassionate people than I see negative, in fear, angry, jealous, whatever it is, that sort of energy people. I see them, I see it, but it's like a tiny majority because the more of what I see is the beautiful side of light personally. And this is where I'm going to go with my story, in my words, my truth of what I'm seeing in the world right now. Yeah, so nice to hear children playing like that. Exactly. And I saw a little boy today as well as I was sat up here as the last light was coming through. A little boy and his mum because it's sunny, and the little boy was skipping. And I just soaked that in because it was such a beautiful vibe to witness. This little toddler skipping with his mum in the sunshine. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, talking about orbs. Yes, 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 yes. So, oh yeah, and then today, the neighbours over the road came over because they're Christian. And they came over and they do it every year, and I always forget, so I've got Finn to make them a card for tomorrow. And they came over with a card, a little Easter egg for Finn, and this book. Don't get triggered if you're not religious or whatever it is. It's the thought that counts. They came over with this little Easter book for a child. Finn went to read a bit of it. Some people have heard him reading it. He was reading it, and I just thought it was really cute because to me, whether you're religious or not, or you believe it or not, doesn't really matter. The whole thing of the resurrection, to me, is a resurrection of you, the communion with you. A lot of people are going to be resurrected this year within themselves, knowing that they have God within them, and it's about resurrecting yourself from the old to the new energy of love, compassion, non-judgment, all that good stuff, and being that walking, talking, prayer in motion, let's say. That's what I've learned. That's what I'm learning every day. And that's where I'm at with that. So it was just beautiful. They came over and they went next door and over the road and next door because they've got kids. It was for people who've got little kids. So it was really nice as I see this going on in my life with people caring, because that's what's going on. When more and more people are waking up, because that's what basically you're waking up to. When you get through everything, you're waking up to yourself. Also, what I saw was really funny today was Gina G, or whatever her name is, on YouTube, who does the UFO videos. I like Gina G, but she put a video up today going on about Q, which I thought was hilarious because she said QAnon and she said it's a psyop. And I went in and said something, but I did look at the people saying things, and I went and said something to them as well because I was like, yes, she doesn't know what it is. She's never really been into it, but she said QAnon, and I was like, no, you're wrong. It's not. QAnon is a psyop because QAnon isn't Q. And that's what people are getting mixed up with. That's what the well, in your opinion it is, but Q isn't, in my opinion, and a lot of others, but it doesn't matter anyway. QAnon's a psyop because QAnon isn't part of Q. And neither is, as most of us know, something from way back called Anonymous. That's not part of Q either. But what I'm trying to say is, when I went in and read some of the comments, somebody said, yeah, well, it brought me back to myself and it only brought me good things. Well, it only brought me good things. So if it brought me good things, it ain't a bad thing. It brought me back to myself. It brought me back to, you could say, Christ consciousness. It brought me back to communion with myself, the God within me. So, not really a bad thing in my reality. It might be in other people's, but in my realm, it isn't. Oh, it just means like it's fake and it's stuff like that. But I'm not getting into that because it's not what I'm talking about. It doesn't really matter. What I'm talking about today is my story, because I came through all that, but I'm not even talking about that I came through. I'm not talking about anything before that I've talked about before. I'm talking about where I'm right at now, because really that's in the past now. Even though that's a part of a small part of what's going on, I'm going to talk about the now, and what I'm going to sum it up quite quickly, and then I'm going to read you something that I've read before that will put it in perspective for everybody, hopefully. And I've read it before, but it's good to read it again. But one of the pictures I've drawn, I'm 33 as I'm talking, Christ consciousness in the house, and then a point to it and it goes to 34, is this picture will say something in a lot of words now. Just going to show you a couple of drawings that I've been doing. I did this one. I did this one. This is why I was at my fellas. And then I did this one, is the biggie. This is what we're all learning to do personally. This is how I see it. Artists, the artistic view, artistic people, when you're doing art, when you're creating, you're coming from the divine, and that can be in anything. And it can be poetry, it can be anything, dance, like I said before. It's not just drawing stuff, it can be in architecture. It's everything that's beautiful from the divine. When someone does artwork, you can see where they're coming from because it will shine through them. It will come through them onto the paper of what's within them. So this is one of the biggest messages. Is it quite simple to look through on a picture? This is what I'm doing personally, and I think a lot of you are going to resonate with this. This is us ascending in our realm of consciousness. We're shining our light. This was to do with a dream that I had a couple of years ago that I'm going to talk about again in a minute. Got the Star of David up there. That's like the North Star. Your moral compass. You are coming away from the shitty people, the shitty energies, the shitty entities, let's say. People saying what you are, that none of that matters. That's them reflecting. It's all about they should be looking at themselves and doing the work. You are ascending from the bullshit of everybody else. Don't even listen to what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Just do you. You know what's good for you, which will lift you. It will shine your light out. You're in a bubble of gold protection. These are people as well. We're all doing it together. These are people ascending, the ascension, ascending past the bullshit, ascending up to higher realms of consciousness, coming away from all the 3D bullcrap that keeps you down, keeps you not ascending. There's a lot of people out there who will want to say things and will want to try and distract you, very much so. I've had it, to try and stop you from ascending on your ascension because they're grasping onto things. They're trying to grasp onto you. But if you know thyself, like I've said before, and you ignore all this and you just carry on doing you, what you love and what you know is best for you, that helps you feel the joy in every day of that goddess light that brings you back to self with the communion of you and you to be a more loving, compassionate person. You keep doing that. They can't touch you. It's not about them, it's about you ascending your light and blasting it out. And not giving two hoots about what anyone else is saying or doing, because that's the mastery of the ascendant masters, knew that none of that matters. Like I said the other day, it's actually harder for, like I said, you get all these gurus and people and Buddhas and all that go and sit somewhere and they're sitting in a serene place. The real test comes when they come down from that mountain and go into the 3D with the people screaming and shouting and going on. That's when the real work starts. It's easy to sit in a serene place and be all serene and like, whoa, this is lovely. It's easy, it's quiet, it's peaceful. When you go out there in the world where people are confused, they're in pain, they're in fear, and all that stuff that we know about, once you can be like that and not let their energy or their self reflection, projection or whatever onto you, because normally people who scream about other people, it's all a reflection of themselves that they're not looking at. You've just got to be calm. And all you've got to concentrate on is growing your wings, moving up into your higher realms of love, basically, and just keep pushing forward. So I've drawn that in one drawing that sums up everything that I think a lot of people are feeling, because you've either got people down here in the lower realms of consciousness who are screaming, arguing, they're in anger, they're slandering people, they're doing all this stuff, whatever they're doing, all that going on, dividing. Even though it's needed, it's beautiful. I said that in a post of the day. It's beautiful. I love it. There's got to be diversity, but you can still have diversity and get on with each other because we're all different. And this is the contrast of what I've been talking about. There has to be contrast because you need to see what you're not. The only way you can see the dark is to see the light. So see what you're not and ascend. See what you don't want to be a part of and push yourself forward. Don't be a part of it. Detach yourself from anything that makes you feel 33 in chat again, Christ consciousness. Anything that makes you feel crap, unworthy, whatever, let go of it. Detach yourself. No, thank you. So that was one of the biggest pictures I could say. And then this one that I'm doing says, can't stop a girl from growing. Is just, I haven't coloured it in. Is a girl. She's got flowers in her hair and the bird on top, because that's your higher states of consciousness. You are growing a garden up here. You are weeding the weeds. I was weeding weeds yesterday. You're weeding the shit out. You know, you're letting things grow in your higher realms of consciousness, and you can't stop someone from growing. You can't stop yourself from growing unless you're letting someone else stop you from growing, which is like the picture again. People who are trying to stop your ascension, get rid, don't listen to, know thyself. Do you know what I mean? Hi, soul sister, send you love. Thank you, Teresa. So that was the picture. And then I can't remember if there's something else I wanted to say before I read the thing that I'm going to read again. You know, people keep telling me that my emotions are my problem, but I don't believe so. I think what it is, Jeffrey, is you're allowed to feel your emotions, but sometimes don't get too caught up in them, because of a lot of stuff that's going on at the minute is to get you in certain emotions that get you to react, but it depends how you react. Are you reacting out of fear? Are you thinking about how you're going to react? Are you responding or are you reacting? There's a difference. Like a lot of what's going on at the minute is to get people to react. So they go into the anger, the fight mode, survival. We're not supposed to be going in survival. We're supposed to be going in thrival. We're not in competition with anyone. It's about thrival. We're all in abundance. But there's a lot of people out there who are doing the survival mode, this, that and the other. So we're allowed to feel. We came here to feel. But it's how you react to stuff as well. And it's like people's words and stuff. It's like, ascend. Move above what anyone's saying. You know, just observe you and your feelings, and is tune into yourself. Is that really you? Go out in nature, because you'll know then. But tune into yourself. Is that really you, or you just, is it just because somebody says or whatever? It's just ascend from all that. You know, that's why I say don't stick your head in the news. Be aware, but don't stick your head in the news. I had to tell my sister again today. I said, I've been through all that, but I said, it's not because things aren't going on, because they are. And it's not because things aren't going to be seen with certain things, because they are. But why we're just in the midst of, like, you know, we can't really put a time and date on it, because we're not working in, you know, we work linear down here, but it's not how it works. So it's just, we're just chilling. But in this time, we're just learning about self and self-development. Yeah, thrival. It is thrival. A lot of people are in survival. That's fear. We're in thrival. So just let me see if there was anything else. Oh, yeah. So I was laughing at Godzilla last night. Put your fingers in your ears if you haven't seen it yet. But the new film, Godzilla versus King Kong. And it's because Finn wanted to see it, and then he didn't end up watching it. So me and my fellow ended up watching it. And he said, do you want to watch it? I went, yeah. Because he started talking about Admiral Byrd. Now, if you're into flat earth, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter either way. It's just saying, we all know before anyone says, oh, they stick it in front of your face. Yeah, we know this. But it was good because, to me, what I saw was, personally, I'm just saying, was, yeah, there was two big titans, and we know there's been titans. You know, if anyone's watched Mud Fossil University and Petrified Giants, I believe in all that. I'm quite open-minded to everything, but I can also let go. Whatever's going on in this world, whatever. Anyway, you got King Kong, and then you got this big lizard, right? And I'm thinking, in my head, I'm like, King Kong, they say we come from monkeys, but I don't believe that anyway, but I'm just saying, you got that there, and then you got this lizard thing, reptilian, right? In my head, I'm thinking, they're fighting each other. I'm like, well, you know, they're warring against each other, these titans. I'm not telling you all of it, but basically, they go to Inner Earth, and I'm like, they go to Inner Earth where there's another Earth, obviously, and it's upside down, and I thought, like, if you see the film, you'll understand, so it's not really spoiling it. And there's a bit of anti-gravity going on there, and I was like, well, you know, there's these anti-gravity rocks, energy, that's blue. And I'm thinking, really, you know, when the Nazis went there and, like, anti-gravity, you know, sources and all, and I'm like, that's funny. And then I'm telling my fella before, going, oh yeah, you know about, have you heard about the Titans and the Petrified Giants and all this? I watched loads of stuff on that, and I think Sasha Stone did something on it the other day, and I was like, And then King Kong sort of flies because he's near these rocks of anti-gravity energy, blue. And then this big hand sticking out, this petrified, massive, bigger King Kong than him, his ancestors. And he touches the finger and it's petrified. And I'm like, who's talking about petrified? So there's all that going on. Anyway, King Kong goes back to his ancestors, something or other, where they're not there anymore, in this other world with dinosaurs and stuff. And then there's this big axe that he used to war with, I think it was these, it might have been like lizard things again, I don't know. But anyway, he picks this axe up and it's green, which it would be green because normally magic or source from earthly source is normally green. and it's green, and it was on the floor, earth on the floor. Anyway, fast forward a bit, because you can go and see that. King Kong at the end's having a fight with Godzilla. Like I said, sorry if I'm spoiling this, but you can still go and watch it. I'm just putting my spin on it. He's having a big end fight with Godzilla, but little they didn't know that there was a mega Godzilla, which was AI. It was a robot, right? So I'm like, wow, yeah, refresh. So in the end, this girl who's indigenous, sign language is to Kong because he can understand sign language, so he can actually speak. And he goes, "We're not talking about orbs at the minute, so you'll have to wait. That's just being quite distracting. So it's not what I'm talking about at the minute." So he she says to him, what's his face? Godzilla isn't the enemy. He's not your enemy. And he's looking at him like, what? What? He's like, Godzilla isn't the enemy. It's like these two sides warring. It's a bit like, you know, dark and light. It's not the enemy. Like, who's the real enemy? Do you know what I mean? So he's like, sort of looking at this girl, and she's like nearly crying, going, it's not the enemy. So this mega Godzilla, AI Godzilla, big robot, who's trying to kill the real Godzilla, he's just about to kill him, and King Kong, like, he was injured, but he goes after the robot and gets this big axe with the green energy. Hi Jane, with the green energy, and I was like earth energy, and he chops up like the AI one, and saves who we thought was his enemy. You know, this is a bit like everyone going on with each other at the minute, thinking normal people are their enemies when it's a bit higher up than that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, all that craziness going on, and saves Godzilla. So Godzilla looks at him. You know, they don't speak each other's language, but they're both like, it's just that look of like, cheers, mate. We won't be fighting again. Godzilla goes off in the sea, and King Kong goes off the other way, and it's like they defeated the real evil that was the AI, because that was going to take over, because the people who made it wanted to be greedy, and they were using anti-gravity, I think, energy to put into this AI thing. So there was a lot more in it, but don't want to spoil it if you've not seen it, but it was new and we watched it last night, and I was like, but it's just funny how they're going about Admiral Byrd. There was loads of information at the beginning that most of us know about, but it was just like the inner earth stuff and all. I was laughing my head off me. My fella's like, what? It's just like fantasy stuff. I'm like, it's not. It's so not. It was so funny. I don't know about you lot, but I feel like I've just saved myself a tenner laugh out loud. Talk about spoiler. I'm sorry. I always do it. But it's good to see, because you'll forget and you'll see other things and you'll see what I saw. So you'll forget by the time you watch it. And it was good. It was good. Dolly, I'm loving this. I probably won't watch it. I don't. Yeah, but it was just that whole thing of two sides, two titans fighting. It's a bit like people fighting now. They're infighting. They're going on with each other. They're fighting the wrong people. They're fighting people. It's not about that. It's about the high ups, the elites, and the ones who are really doing the work, not people who were just, you know what I mean? Even Sasha Stone said the other day on one of his chats he was doing, I don't go after people, and he meant like just even minions. He was talking about the bigger, you know, because that's what everyone's doing at the minute. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I think there's people who just watch too much stuff, can't get their head around a lot of stuff, think everybody's bad, everything's into this, don't trust nothing, and I just find it bonkers, because we all have to go through certain stuff, but we all have to discern and stuff ourselves as well. Anyway, spoiler alert on that. Here's another spoiler alert, but this isn't a new film. I woke up this morning, I was doing my drawings, I put that picture up first thing in the morning. I woke up and I think I was still doing this one, I was colouring this in. That's how I woke up this morning, doing that. That was my first intention, was to get my picture finished off. So which one is a rough chat? Well, I think it was just between, it was showing us when we've got all that going on. Probably AI. Who knows, whatever, but you know. So, but you'll know what I mean if you see it. It's in every movie. The good and the bad's in every movie, because it's all about going back to love, and people say, oh, it's corny, but it is. And the next one I'm talking about, I've talked about this film before, but I woke up to half of the film of, I can never say this film right. I'm not going to say it right. No, I'm not going to say it right. Magnificence. I can't say it. With she's got the horns on. Angelina Jolie, but it's the second one. Maleficence. I cannot say it for the life of me. Don't get me to try and spell it out or nothing, because I won't be able to say it. I think you know what I mean. Anyway, you know, perceived as bad, but she wasn't really bad. She didn't want to let the girl go, who was like a daughter. She didn't want to let her go. We've got to let things go, haven't we? So they can grow. If you don't let things go, they can't grow. She was perceived as bad. Yeah, Maleficent. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. See, you know what I'm talking about. So I was watching the other end of that. I have done a rundown on this before because I've done a rundown on a lot of films. Now, she had the green energy, the magic earth, and she was from Earth because she showed all the trees and roots and stuff. But in the bit that I saw, it was just beautiful because she came back as, they thought she was killed, she came back as a phoenix. Well, we all know we're having a death and we're coming back as phoenixes, especially with what's going on tomorrow with Easter, the resurrection. There was a bit where she always had a black dress on, but when everybody sort of, there was a bit of a war going on with things from the sky and things on earth. To me, that's heavenly realms and earthly realms. And there was other beings like her that she didn't know about with horns and wings, right? But when you really look at them, they were all different shades and colours and this, that and the other. They were indigenous people. There's that story again. And when they came to fight, sort of earthly fight, you could say, with her, they all had to get together, you know, they were trying to kill off all the fairies and this, that and the other and all the elementals, but in the end, you know, they realised it wasn't her that was bad, it was the stepmom, I think, of the girl who sort of magnificent, I can't say her name, sort of daughter thing, if you've seen the film, but she wanted to marry her prince. She came back as a big phoenix, and the dress at the end was black and white, because the black and white, we've all hold dark and light had merged. That's what we're doing now. This is where we're going. And the girl at the end, when she got married, said, "This is not just a communion of two people, it's a communion of both kingdoms." What kingdoms? Heaven and earth. Heavenly realms, earthly realms, higher states of consciousness. Heavenly realms, higher state of consciousness with the earthly realm, if anyone gets what I'm saying. And it was like, yes, we're all together. All the beings were together, walking around. They weren't in fear anymore of thinking something was scary because it looked scary, or they were told it was this, because they were told about her, she's this, she's that, you know, she lived off out there because she didn't trust them and they didn't trust her. And it's about trust, because a lot of people have lost trust. You know, a lot of people have lost trust in humanity. You know, that's what I see. This is where I'm at now. So I'm going to read you a story in a minute, but it's like this painting I did a while back, you know, and said this is a story of me in my words. We're finding ourselves, you know, the flowers are for the, these are roses of the blooming of ourselves, of the opening and finding ourselves, and the eyes are for consciousness, you know, because consciousness is everywhere. God presence is everywhere. It's omnipresence in everything and everyone and everywhere at all times. You know, there's a woman, she's got gold hair, but she's coming through, she's seeing through the veil, but she's seeing herself, she's finding herself. She's growing, she's budding, she's expanding, she's growing. You know, these flowers, and there's a butterfly for transformation. It's a bit like a tarot card. So, you know, finding ourselves again. So, personally, in a nutshell, for me, I've come through different things in my life. Everybody has. Different things on YouTube. Not everybody will have been. They may have seen things going on, because it depends if you've got a channel and you're on YouTube doing your stuff or not, or in chats or whatever. You know, I've had people come at me over the years I've been on YouTube, only a little bit. I've had men and women do things, put videos up, silly little things. Like I said, it doesn't really matter, because it's all about this. That's just what they see. That's where they're at, and that's their journey. What I've come through, especially from last year to the present day now, speaking to you now, is that this is what it's all about. My concern with anybody else and their life and what they're doing, in a sense of, I'm not here to do your journey for you. I'm here to do mine and just shine my light. I am here. I did write this down so I don't forget how I said it, but I am here I came here to find my divinity in myself, my God, goddess within me, that energy, that divinity, finding that and shining that essence of love and compassion out in what I say, do and act. And it's learning that all the time and bringing yourself back to that. You know, what I'm projecting out will be reflected back to me, and it is. That's why most of you, hi Anne-Marie, who come into chat, and Leona, come into chat, are positive people, because what I'm putting out is getting reflected back to me in my reality. So I see that when I'm looking out there, you know. And what else did I put? Yeah, it's like it bounces off the dome, let's say, and gets sent back to you. And once you know that, you know it. And once you know it, you can show it, because there's nothing out there now for me personally. No other videos out there on YouTube, nothing I can watch anymore that isn't telling me what I already know now. Is just to ascend and just to do the things I love, be the walking messenger in the things I say, do, and act. It's not saying you're not still going to get triggered sometimes, whatever, because we're all learning that as we go along. But there's nothing out there. There's nothing, even though I'll still watch people now and again and they've got great videos, but the main message that is going out everywhere to the world, and the main message that I believe everyone's picking up on, and I'm sure you'll say the same in chat if you want to comment, is know thyself, be the light, do the things that you enjoy, find your divinity's communion with yourself, not anybody else, you, coming into communion with you, having compassion and love for you first so you can give that out to people, you know, and doing it. And when you know that, you're going to show it. We are nothing but sending and receiving energy, frequency, and vibrations through whatever that is. It can be for the way you work, the way you do your art, the joy that you put out will be received and sent back to you. So that's where I'm at with it. There's nothing else. It's just the enjoyment of seeing God in everything and everybody. And, you know, the people who are screaming and shouting still, they are part of that, but they've not found their self yet. But like I said, you rise above all the bullshit. You rise above anybody who's in negative realms. That's where they're at. It doesn't matter. You need to do you, because this is what's important. The most thing that's important now is this: is not getting involved with other people's crap, other people's drama, because there's lots of drama going on still. You know, because drama is just people looking for attention, when really your attention should be on you and the beauty that you want to bring into the world. The legacy you want to leave is, what legacy do you want to leave? If you found God and Goddess within you, how are you going to express it? It's all about coming here to express that light that you found within you and what you love to do. And that's where I'm at today. You know, it's been hard. I've been triggered in the past, haven't we all? But anything I've ever looked at, said or done doesn't even really matter now. All that matters that I know that I've come to the truth of me, which is I am love, I am light, I have God and Goddess within me, and I'm going to shine it out no matter what. And no matter what gets chucked out at us all in what's going on in the world today, we still carry on and shine that light, because it gives strength to others and so on and so forth. And that's what we're here to do. So with that, because I don't need to put big words out there and go in the ins and outs of stuff. The story that I'm going to read you next will put it into alignment. I've read this story before and I'm going to read it again. If I can't say a word, remember I'm a bit dyslexic, so whatever. But I'm going to read it from the beginning to the end, because it's a book derived from Conversation with God, but it's a children's book. So it's going to be easier and obviously not as long for me to read out. So get comfy. I'm going to warm my coffee up and then we're going to go into it. Hiya, Eve. I'll be sending your earrings off soon, next week. And it is the lovely Indigo's birthday tomorrow, and I won't be sending that out to Tuesday, Indigo, so I know you're not going to get it on till you're not going to get it on your birthday, because we didn't have enough cardboard to back the picture up with. So I had to get more off my fella, and then I've got to wrap it. So I'll be looking forward to sending it off. I'm not looking forward to taking it to the post office. It's massive, and it's going to be even bulkier, but it will be there this week coming. So we are here to shine the light. Some just want to pull us down. Yes, they do. Best not to give them any focus. Exactly. And I've learnt that in the past run up to Christmas and up until now, there's people that will want to steal your light. They will want to say things about you, whatever, because they're too busy not concentrating on themselves. And that's why I say that picture says a lot. That picture says a lot. Doesn't matter what this lot are doing, anybody else. You just stay in that frequency. Every day you wake up, put an intention out of prayer, whatever it is. Every night you go to bed, do the same. Get off technology. Get off your tablets, phones, an hour before bed. You know, I still struggle with that sometimes, but, you know, we're trying to get into different routines and out of old programming and stuff like that, and connect with source before going to bed. Put a prayer out, you know, for the world, for people, and do the same thing in the morning, and set your intentions of what you want to do and how what you're projecting and how you're expressing yourself. So every morning when you get up, I know it's hard sometimes when you've got kids, but I mean, my Finn's quite good in certain ways. He can get on with stuff, but try and remember in the morning what it is you're trying to. That's why people say put affirmations on the wall and this, and people go, it don't work. If you're seeing something that you've dotted about, it'll trigger you. Remember. Always try and go back to, like, what expression do I want to put out to the world today that people are going to see me in? What do I want to put out today? Because you know you're going to receive it back. How do I want to be received? In what energy do I want to be received? And try and remember to go back to that. So every time you get triggered, or every time, you know, especially when you go out there, just try and remember to get that back thought in how do I want to be received? And bring yourself back in, ground yourself and think, right, I'm not getting caught up in this. What can I do that's sort of the opposite? Like I said, there's contrast out there. You've got to see the contrast to be the light. So there's certain ways you don't have to react in. You can respond, but you don't have to react. So every day is a living walking prayer. Every day is a living walking meditation. Don't mean you have to meditate for hours on, and you can be the living, breathing, walking, awake meditation of remembering that. So it becomes an everyday thing, and it's programmed into you that you're just doing that without even thinking, oh my God, I've got to do it. Because obviously once you start doing it more and more, it just becomes you. It becomes you. You don't even have to think about doing it, because it just becomes you. So I'm going to warm up my coffee. This is the time to go and get a drink, whatever, because this book is not long, but we're going to be in a little bit longer while I read this out. I have read it before. It's a book you can go and get. It's a beautiful book, and if you just sit quietly and listen, it takes you back to, oh yeah. And you know, there's a lot of people out there who are going about, people are regurgitating stuff. People are like repeating stuff. This stuff has to be repeated because a lot of people are waking up still. There's another fourth awakening coming. People are waking up all the time. And sometimes we forget. And if we're remembering again, it's like, oh yeah, don't go off that beaten track. Don't fall off that path of people trying to drag you over the other line while you're trying to concentrate on yourself. Oh yeah, that's what we're remembering. Let's remember it. So I'm going to read this out again. So it's time to go and get a drink. I'm going to go and warm this up. Yes, it's really naughty, but I'm going to go and do it. Fortunately, all of us spanners is keeping an eye out for the negativity. We have to look for it. Well, you can listen to me. Well, you do, but there's not really that much of it about, if you've ever noticed. And I'm sure there's enough of you to see if anyone does. But they need to listen as well, you know. Some people, you get the negativity people who want to come in and distract and all that, and maybe instead of being in that energy, they should just listen to what people are trying to put out. So like I said, I remember having a chat with a guy the other year or so ago off YouTube who's got a channel called, I think he's got two channels, I think it was Flat Earth Paradise, Evan Madgie. And we spoke on Skype once, and he was saying about, we were sort of talking about stuff, and he was saying it his way, and I was saying it my way, and he was just like, look, no matter what you're saying, it's not always what you're saying. He said, it's the frequency you're putting out that people like, which I know that as well. That's why people come here. You don't just read the story once, especially this one. It's beautiful. Exactly, because I know FE, I don't know if you got it, I know a few of you got the book for your grandchildren or your children, but really when you're reading it out loud, it was Devon. I had a chat with him, I think it was about a year ago or something. You know, and it's like I like people's different videos. It's not because I believe everything everybody's saying. I just take snippets of bits that I like, you know what I mean? And that's fine. But anyway, yeah, so this story is beautiful. And when you actually end up, yeah, that's his name, yeah. When you actually read it to your child or your grandchild, or just get it for yourself, you end up going, oh my God. Because like I said, it's the derivative, it's a children's parable adapted from the Conversations with God, which my dad had that book. And he gave it to me and my sister when we were younger. So this is a bit quicker and easier for people to understand. In hospital, I vacated the room, and this is a hospital in pink. Wrapped the whole hospital. It's funny that you wrapped it in pink, because I think that pink's a very healing colour. I love pink. Pink's heart as well as green. So yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to go and warm this up. So if you want to go and grab a drink, go and get one now. Story time with Dolly, folks. This will probably make me cry. I think it probably will, because it's just the story that we're all doing. So let's go. Right, so this is the most beautifulest story. And like I said, if you haven't got it, get it. I'm not going to try and get distracted by chat with what anyone's saying, so you just have to all converse with yourself while I read this. Hi, Revel. I'm getting ready because this story is so beautiful. I said the other day, to see what you want to be in the world, you have to see the dark and the dark within you. You have to see the contrast of what you don't want to be, to know that you are the light. So I'm going to read the story out, you know, because it's beautiful. Done crying. I did that on the 27th for many mums passing on her. Oh, Jeffrey, listen to this story. It's beautiful. Right, I'm going to do this now. I just like to give messages out, you know, in the way I do. Anyway, hang on a minute. It's my fella tonight with his mates. They're having a good night. They've got the fire going. Enjoying themselves. Love it. Love it. He's enjoying himself with his mates, so, you know, that makes me happy that he's happy doing his thing. Doing his thing. Anyway, I'm not getting distracted now. Right, so this story is called, like I said, I'm not getting distracted in chat now. I'm getting ready. Like I said, I might get a few words mixed up, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, campfire. I would have been there, but I've got a fin, so I'm not there. We had a barbecue on Friday anyway, so yeah. It's called The Little Soul and the sun. You know, the sun, life giver. So I love this song. This song. I love this book. So inside it says, "The Little Soul and the Sun is a simple and powerful story that brings children a very profound truth. There is no absolute good or bad. That underneath all that happens in the world, all that we call good and all that we call bad is love. Your child will discover a God that she or he can love because God is love, as we are all little souls who are a part of God. And perhaps parents too will rediscover who they really are." This is what I just feel like getting upset now. When a parent reads this to a child, they'll remember. And it's just beautiful because everything that's going on in the world, I've said, that looks bad is just a contrast, because it's just showing you when we see all that, we will go to the good. If you get that, I get it. You know. Anyway, let's get into the story because it's not a dead thick book, but I'm going to read it. So let me just try and get in a bit of a more comfier position. So, once upon a time, there was a little soul who said to God, "I know who I am." And God said, "That's wonderful. Who are you?" Remember, this is the story of you. And the little soul shouted, "I'm the light." And I feel like I'm talking to kids now because I used to be a nursery nurse, so I used to be a teacher. Oh, "I'm the light." God smiled a big smile. "That's right," God exclaimed. "You are the light." The little soul was so happy, for it had figured out what all the souls in the kingdom were there to figure out. "Wow," said the little soul. "This is really cool." Remember, this is a children's book, but it's easier to understand. But soon, I'll just show you a picture. But soon, knowing who he was not enough. It's a bit like the split in it, you know, the fallen angels, let's say, something like that. But soon, knowing who he was not enough. The little soul felt stirring inside and now wanted to be who it was. And so the little soul went back to God, which is not a bad idea for all the souls who want to be who they really are, and said, "Hi, God. Now that I know who I am, is it okay for me to be it?" And God said, "You mean you want to be who you are, who you already are?" "Well," replied the little soul, "it's one thing to know who I am, and another thing altogether to actually be it. I want to feel, remember them feelings? I want to feel what it's like to be the light." This is what we're doing. Feel. "Yes, but I want to see what it feels like," cried the little soul. "Well," said God with a chuckle, "I suppose I should have known. You always were the adventurous one. I'd have been like that up there going, 'Yeah, well, let me go down there, let me go down.'" Then you forget. Then God's expression changed. "There's only one thing." "What?" asked the little soul. Get comfy again. Exactly, organic, exactly. This is the story that I absolutely love. Story of us. "Well, there is nothing else but the light. You see, I created nothing but what you are. And so there is no easy way for you to experience yourself as who you are, since there is nothing that you are not." "Huh?" said the little soul, who was now a little confused. A lot of people confused for the minute. "Think of it this way," said God. You are like a little candle in the sun. Oh, you're there all right, along with a million kajillion other candles who make up the sun. And the sun would not be the sun without you, the Son of God. Nay, would it be a sun without one of its candles? And that would not be the sun at all, for it would not shine as brightly. Yet, how to know yourself as the light when you are amidst the light? That is the question. If you're amidst the, I can't say that word, if you're with the light, that is the light, it's like saying, you know, he can't see himself as the light because it's too light. How do you know that you're the light? So, anyway. Well, the little soul perked up. You're God. Think of something. Once more, God smiled. I already have, God said. Since you cannot see yourself as the light when you are in the light, we'll surround you with darkness. This is where it starts to get good. So, are you ready? You know what's going on in the world right now. Dark to light, people, dark to light. How do you go to the light? You need to see the dark. You need to be surrounded by the dark. What's darkness? The little soul said. God replied, it is that which you are not. Do you remember me saying? The contrast is for you to look at the contrast and go, that's not me, that's not what I am. I look at that within other people and everything and go, that's not me, that's not the energy I want to be in at all, that is not me, they are not my thoughts, that is not me. So don't get pulled into other people's stuff going on, right? So, again, I'll start where. What's the darkness? The little soul asked. God replied, it is that which you are not. Will I be afraid of the dark? Cried the little soul. Only if you choose to be. Remember, a lot of people in fear. Only if you choose, because you have a choice. God answered, there is nothing really to be afraid of unless you decide that there is. You see, we are making it all up. We are pretending. Oh, said the little soul, and felt better already. Then God explained that in order to experience anything at all, the exact opposite, that contrast of it, will appear. It's a great gift, God said, because without it, you could not know what anything is like. And you can't, without contrast, you can't know what's up, down, cold, hot, good, bad, whatever. You need the contrast to know what it is. I said this on a post the other day, and then I remembered this story. You could not know warm without cold, up without down, fast without slow. You could not know left without right, here without there, now without then. And so, God concluded, when you are surrounded with darkness, do not shake your fist and raise your voice and curse the darkness. Just say thank you to it. You know, thank you for the experience. Now I see something else, and then you grow from it, as hopefully most people are doing. So, rather be a light unto the darkness and don't be mad about it. Then you will know who you really are. This is why I know who I am. And all the others will know too. Your light is to shine that everyone will know how special you are. How special I am, you are, because we all are. You mean it's okay to let others see how special I am? Asked the little soul. Of course, God chuckled. It's very okay, but remember, special does not mean better. And it doesn't. We're all special, but it doesn't mean we're better than anybody else. We're all special. Everybody is special, each in their own way. We're all different, each in their own way. Yet many others have forgotten that. They will see that it's okay for them to be special only when you see that it's okay for you to be special. Wow, said the little soul, dancing and skipping and laughing and jumping with joy. I can be special as I want to be. Yes, and you can start right now, said God. who was dancing and skipping and laughing right along with the little soul. What part of special do you want to be? What part of special? Little soul repeated. I don't understand. Well, God explained, being the light is being special. And being special has a lot of parts to it. It is special to be kind. It is special to be gentle. It is special to be creative. It is special to be patient. Patience is a virtue, people. I've been talking about that for ages. Can you think of any other way it is special to be? The little soul quietly sat for a moment. I can think of lots of ways to be special, the little soul then explained. It is special to be helpful. It is special to be sharing. I share a lot on here, sharing. It is special to be friendly. It is special to be considerate of others. Yes, God agreed. And you can be all those things or many. Part of special you wish to be at any moment. That's what it means to be the light. And do you remember me saying, I've said this before, I said it the other week, I am not one thing, I am a lot of things. I can do a lot of things because you can be anything at any time you want to be and move forward and do different things. Well, you choose to be at any moment. I know what I want to be. I know what I want to be, the little soul announced with great excitement. I want to be the part of special called forgiving. Remember, we came here with something we had to do. Little soul wanted to be forgiving. Isn't it special to be forgiving? Oh, yes, God assured the little soul. That is very special because some people find it hard to forgive, do you know what I mean? Okay, said the little soul, that's what I want to be. I want to be forgiving. I want to experience myself as that. We're all experiencing something. We're all different, so we'll all be experiencing different things we've come into experience. And yours could be forgiving. Mine could be forgiving. Different ones. You've got to figure that out yourself. I know what mine is. Good, said God. But there's only one thing you should know. The little soul was becoming a bit impatient now. It always seemed as though there was some complication. Yeah, exactly. Forgive but not forget. What is it? The little soul sighed. There is no one to forgive. No one? The little soul could hardly believe what had been said. No one? Oh, no one, God repeated. Everything I've made is perfect. There is not a single soul in creation less perfect than you. Look around you. Let me get a drink of water. It was then that the little soul realised a large crowd had gathered. Souls had come from far and wide, from all over the kingdom. For the word had gone forth that the little soul was having his extraordinary conversation with God, and everyone wanted to hear what they were saying. Looking at the countless other souls gathered there, the little soul had to agree. None appeared less wonderful, less magnificent, I can't say, or less perfect than the little soul itself, because we're all the same in that sense. There's no competition. Do you know what I mean? Nothing. None appeared less wonderful, less magnificent, less perfect than the little soul itself. Such was the wonder of the souls gathered around him. So bright was their light that the little soul could scarcely gaze upon them. Who, then, to forgive? Asked God. Boy, this is going to be no fun at all, grumbled the little soul. I wanted to experience myself as one who forgives. I wanted to know what that part of special felt like, and the little soul learned what it must feel like to be sad. But just then a friendly soul stepped forward from the crowd. Not to worry, little soul, the friendly soul said. I will help you. You will? Said the little soul, brightened. But what can you do? Why, I can give you someone to forgive, because he wanted to feel this. You can? Certainly, chirped the friendly soul. I can come into the next lifetime and do something for you to forgive. And there they are. You know, the game that we came to play. But why? Why would you do that? The little soul asked. You, who are a being of such utter perfection, you who vibrate with such a speed that it creates a light so bright that I can hardly gaze upon you, what would cause you to want to slow down your vibration to such a speed that your bright light would become dark and dense? Because remember, I've said this before, those in lower vibrating and that slow frequencies, lower that into the darkness. It's like it says in there, we've said this before, the lowering the frequency to be the density. The dense. What could cause you? Who are so light that you could dance upon the stars and move throughout the kingdom with the speed of your thought? So come into my life and make yourself so heavy that you could do this bad thing. Simple, the friendly soul said. I would do it because I love you. They're in the dressing up box now, I think. In the heavens. The little soul seemed surprised at the answer. Don't be so amazed, said the friendly soul. You have done the same for me. Don't you remember? Oh, we have danced together, you and I, many times. Through the eons and across all the ages have we danced. Across all time and in many places have we played together. You just don't remember. We both have been all of it. We have been up and down of it, the left and right of it. We have been here and the there of it, the now and then of it. We have been the male and the female, the good and the bad. We have both been the victim and the villain of it. Thus have we come together, you and I, many times before, each bringing to the other the exact and perfect opportunity to express and to experience who we really are. And so the friendly soul explained a little further. I will come into your next lifetime and be the bad one. This time I will do something really terrible, and then you can experience yourself as the one who forgives. So, we're getting ready to descend. But what will you do? The little soul asked, just a little nervously. What will be so terrible? Oh, replied the friendly soul with a twinkle. We'll think of something. Then the friendly soul seemed to turn serious and said in a quiet voice, You are right about one thing. You know what? You are right about one thing, you know. What is that? The little soul wanted to know. I will have to slow down my vibration and become very heavy to do this not so nice thing. I will have to pretend to be something very unlike myself, and so I have but one favour to ask of you in return. Oh, anything, cried the little soul and began to dance and sing. I get to be forgiven. I get to be forgiven. Then the little soul saw the friendly soul was remaining very quiet. What is it? The little soul asked. What can I do for you? You are such an angel to be willing to do this for me. Of course, this friendly soul is an angel. God interrupted. Everyone is. We're all angels. We're just finding ourselves again, growing our wings. Always remember, I have sent you nothing but angels. And so the little soul wanted more than ever to grant the friendly soul's request. What can I do for you? The little soul asked again. In the moment that I strike you and smite you, and the friendly soul replied, in the moment that I do the worst to you, and you could possibly imagine in that very moment. Yes, the little soul interrupted. Yes. The friendly soul became quieter still. Remember who I really am. Oh, I will, cried the little soul. I promise. I will always remember you as I see you right there, right now. Good, said the friendly soul. Because you see, I will have been pretending so hard, I will have forgotten myself. So this person, they will have forgotten themselves. They won't know what they're doing because they will forget. They've had to bring themselves down in the density. They'll forget. And if you do not remember me as I really am, I may not be able to remember for a very long time. And if I forget who I am, you may even forget who you are, and we'll be both lost. Then we will need another soul to come along and remind us of both who we are. No, we won't, the little soul promised again. I will remember you, and I will thank you for bringing me this gift, the chance to express myself as who I am. Because I see this a lot. I see it a lot. And so the agreement was made. We made the contract before we came. And the little soul went forth into the new lifetime, excited to be the light, which was very special, and excited to be part of the special called forgiveness. Another drink of water. There's only a couple of pages left. Like I said, it's a short story, but it's very relevant of what's going on now. And it's been going on for quite a while. And the little soul waited anxiously to be able to experience itself as forgiveness and to thank whatever other soul made it possible. And at all the moments in all the new lifetimes, whenever a new soul appeared on the scene, whether that new soul brought joy or sadness, and especially if it brought sadness, the little soul thought of what God had said. Always remember, God had smiled. I have sent you nothing, just getting tingles now, but angels. And that's the end of the story. So if what you see is coming at you sometimes isn't bad, sometimes we have to remind other people of what they are. Like it said, those that come to smite you, those that come to do this, we all know they're of God as well, but they need to remember that. That's why I said there's no room for all this infighting going on and things that we're all seeing. When you realise the divinity within you, you won't be doing that. And you do look at people. I look at people on YouTube, outside world here, where I live, people I see, and it's like, I see lost souls, and I do feel sorry for people, and I hope they see their divinity, because this is what it's all about. It's about shining your light. This is the most beautifulest story you can ever get for your kids or your grandkids. Read it yourself, and as you're reading it, you'll keep remembering. It's just beautiful. You came here to be the light. The only way you can know to be the light, whatever you came to experience forgiveness, is whatever is seeing the contrast. And I've seen the contrast so much, especially in 2020 and 2021, the contrast of what's going on in the world right now with everyone screaming and shouting in anger and this, that and the other. People on YouTube smearing people, this, that and the other, people who've done it to me, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's like, what? It's the contrast. And that's why I say, I see the contrast. And when I look at that contrast, it just propels me to not want to be part of that drama, part of that contrast. It just makes me go, I don't want to come across like that. I don't want to be that sort of person. I'm going to push myself to work on myself every day of my living breath, not to be that way, and to just keep doing the work on thyself. That's where I'm at today. We are here to experience, but we're here to experience our light. And the dark is about at the minute, as you can tell when you look around the world. But this is why I say, to be the light in the world, you have to be, to see what you want in the world, you have to be it. You can see yourself as the light. There's a lot of light you can see, just like the story, because there's a lot of dark here, so the light is being shown, and it is dark to light, people. We are going into springtime, the weather's becoming warmer, the lighter nights are coming in. It's all matching up with everything. The resurrection tomorrow, Easter, reborn, you're being reborn in yourself, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. It's all the same to me. Rebirth of you, of remembering all this and thinking, oh my God, why are we all like it? Right, come away from it, drop it, let it go. The rebirth of you, the resurrection, just like Christ, love, compassion, especially for yourself, and moving from that. This is where we're all going. And the people who don't see that at the minute, they will see it in the end, because they'll see more light in the world, and there is more light in the world, more than there ever was. That's why a lot of things in the past don't really matter now. A lot of things that, people were talking about then, yes, it's what's going on now, but there's things in the past that aren't going to work for now because we're more ahead and there's more things happening, but you can see it. And you can actually see more light in the world than there was years back because there was less people awake then. There's more every goddamn day. And the more the world, the 3D, puts the crap out about the vaccines and this, that, and the other, the more people will wake up. And they are waking up. That is the contrast out there of what's being reflected back because people are waking up. So that story is the best story you can get for your kids or anything. The little soul in the sun. And just remind yourself of that story every time you go into fear. You're not here to be in fear. You're here to shine your light. And remember that all the time. Someone comes at you, something looks bad. Look at it with a different perception of it's just showing you what you are moving from. You know, if you can see that. It's like I said, there's nothing I can really watch now that's going to tell me any different. A lot of people are saying the same things, obviously, because this is what's going on. There's nothing I can watch anymore that's going to make me think any different. We know what we're here to do. Shine your light, get yourself in your joy vibration and blast it out. There's no other message. Any other channel, just talking about YouTube, big channels, little channels, doesn't matter what they are. Remember, anything, putting anything out now is basically talking about the same thing. And it is a mirror, Sean, yeah. It's a mirror. You know, a big mirror there. What you project out gets sent back straight to you. All we're doing is sending and receiving energy frequencies and vibrations. Yeah, but the thing is, Jeffrey, we all come here with a purpose, and yes, some people do get corrupted by certain things. I mean, a lot of people say Lucifer's the god of this world, where if you want those earthly things, you want those sort of things that are all money, this, that, and the other. You know, you have to pay that energy back in a sense. But that's all changing anyway. You got to remember, some of these people were hoodwinked into all of that as well. But yes, it's true, but it's changed. It's still changing anyway. Yeah, and without guidance, exactly. And this is why there's a lot of people talking about the same sort of stuff because they're trying to help guide people. It's not telling people what to do. It's just as people shine in the light, and when people see that, it gives them a bit of a guidance. Like I said, you're on a path, and there's people. No one's above anyone, but you're on a path, and people get on the path at different times. If you're shining the light, you're like a little light on that path. If other people are coming behind you, they can see the path a little bit better, so they're not going to trip up. I said to my sister today, she came around for a brew, and I said, you know, you've not had to go through as much pain and destruction as I had to go through learning about the truth because she heard bits off me. So she knew about it, so she doesn't have to delve deep in some of the stuff. People before me and people before them and so on and so forth, because that's how it's gone on the ripple effect, would have been in more trauma and more darkness and more pain way back. And the more you go back, and I think that's why there's a lot of people stuck and think like the New World Order's still in it. It's the same thing. It's not, nothing's ever changing. And all that because there wasn't enough light in them, you know, and people who are waking up, you know, there's people who wake up freshly and they can move forward quite quickly than some people way back when because I don't think I could have woke up way back because there wasn't that much, there wasn't as much light as there is now. It would have been harder for people then. I can have complete compassion for people then because they would have probably looked around and gone, oh my God, I'm just doing myself now because I can't see anyone else waking up, so I'm just doing myself. But this isn't about doing yourself now. This is about service to others. This is about helping everybody else. The dream that I had before I come in for a bit of a chat, I told you, I don't know if it was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I can't remember what it was basically in a wormhole, tunnel, whatever it was, different colours of all like neon colours swirling around, but I could see outside of it. And I told you I was in bed, my mum was sleeping on this thing on the floor when she never really sleeps, but that night she said she did because she said I just felt so. I was smiling in my sleep. I wasn't asleep, I was conscious, but I could see things. And I asked, say what you say was God, where are we going? Because I was a bit confused at the time, like, where are we going? Like, what's this new earth thing? Where, are we going somewhere? Are we off planet? What, like, we're not, we're bringing heaven to earth. And it went, no. And I looked outside this wormhole thing that I could see through, and it went, I heard this voice saying, no, you're going back there, which was a bright, white, light planet, toroidal field, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter what it was, but it was round. It was white, pure white light, but it was Earth. But pure white light stood for healing. And it said, you're going to heal, but you're going to help people heal. And on what I could see was white domes, healing domes. That probably stands for your mind, because people need to really heal their mindsets. The dome, this dome up here, realm of consciousness. And the morning I woke up, I was like, because it was such a like feeling of like, oh my God, like wow. And I remember being so happy that when I woke up in the morning, my mum who only sleeps for like 2 hours because she's in pain with stuff sometimes and this, that and the other, and she's always thinking, she went, that was the best night's sleep ever. She went, there's like this energy, she said, like I just felt so rested. I went, that was me. I know I was emanating that out because that's how I felt. And I remember as I was seeing this, I had just this big cheesy grin on my face. I remember that's the way I felt. I was took quite a few deep breaths in that night, and she felt that, and that's when I knew from that day that we do obviously give energy out. And that is what I saw, and that's what I've always stuck to, is that vision that I saw, those words that were said, and what I was told in that keeps me going, even now, because that's what I saw. And then with the orbs and everything else I'm seeing, blah blah blah, and the communication of all that's going on, and the gold light that came in the other day as well, which beautiful god light. I was like, well, it's happening in my realm of consciousness, and I'm only sharing my messages. Don't shoot the messenger. Much love and light to you. Stay in your I am presence. This shall pass. Forgiveness is the answer with love. Yeah, it is. It doesn't mean we're not going to forget, but we can forgive. I can forgive people out there who've come at me and all my life, throughout my life, because some people just don't know what they're doing, do they? And they've got to look within. Yeah, a lot of people say it's a lonely path, but it's not a lonely path as it was years ago. If you're connecting with the right people, it is. If you've got people not around you at the minute that can see this, but that's why I say you have to find the right places at the minute where all people are, communicating. But you're never alone anyway, because God's within you. You're never alone. Your higher self is with you all the time. You're never alone if you tune into that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, blank wall. The system is imploding. An age of love is on its way. Exactly, the age of Aquarius. It's beautiful. This is what I've been saying. It looks crap to some people. It looks scary to some people, but actually it's a beautiful thing. If you've just listened to the story I've just said, you need to see the contrast, to see the light. To be the light, you have to see the dark. No, it's not nice. You have to see the dark within yourself as well. Like the film Maleficent, I can't say it. She had that white and black dress on. It's the two sides merging. We all hold that within us, but it's to know, to be more of the light. To know, to be able to make decisions properly, not of what people are telling you, this, that and the other. To go with what you truly know, not because you've been told something. And like I said, the more of what I see in the world right now, even with all that going on, I see more beauty in the world than not in people. Expressing that out in so many different ways, and I find it beautiful, and that's what I focus on. Those sort of people, them sort of things, the way of being in that every day. It's not saying it's dead easy, but the more you do it, I think there was someone on Sasha Stone today, and she said, I'll be in the positive every day because that's the way I choose to be, and that's the way we've got to try and be, It's a choice at the end of the day. It's a choice every day, every minute. Yeah, it is like the tower card, exactly. And everyone's tower's falling. You can't be too attached to everything, you know. Yeah, it needs to fall down, yeah. Because I'm not attached to anything really. I just think whatever. It's like I said before, I'm that open-minded about what it's like. If the world ends at the end of the world, fair enough. Aliens land on my lawn tomorrow, fair enough. Whatever this was that. If it's not that thing I thought it was and it's this, fair enough. But what I do know is What I know for definite, I don't know, I've said before, I don't know what it looks like, I don't know how it's coming in and what as it's coming in as. There's one thing I definitely know that I feel here, it's going to be beautiful. Whenever it is, don't know, as in it comes up, don't know, but I just know, as a knowing, because the age of Aquarius is about knowing. It's not about facts, this, that and the other, it's about knowing. I know that there's something beautiful coming for the people who are raising the states of consciousness, who are raising themselves above the density, the shit. The people who are in that energy of fear and anger and jealousy and survival and, oh, woe is me, this, that, and the... No, I don't, not seeing that. No, I see more of this going on, with these people as well, shining the light like stars, looking at them people and conversing with these people, all this starts to just disappear, because the more these people raise their vibration and become lighter out of the dark and realise what their joy is and spread that, this is all going to disappear. You can't be in love if you're in fear. That's why a lot of people out there don't trust. They've lost faith in humanity. You can't go to love and if you're in fear. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. For a couple of days I was in the darkness. Now I'm balanced, plus I saw a squirrel today. Squirrel! Yeah, it's alright. People do go back in the dark and all that. Faith over fear, exactly. It's just to remember who you are. Balance in all realms. I'm still working on myself. There's a lot of things I need to do. It's mind, body and spirit, getting them all in balance. Like I said, we're all working on ourselves. It's self-development, but it's beautiful what's going on in the world. I choose to look at the world as it's beautiful what's going on. Even the split that's going on, it's beautiful, because it means after that, there's a lot more people, even the ones you'd say are not waking up, are starting to wake up to something else, as they're all arguing with each other. This is right, I want a vaccine, you don't, you're wrong, I'm right. But even those people that you'd say weren't awake are starting to go, it's getting a bit weird, this, isn't it? Like what we're all fighting for. And they're even some of them are starting to take a stance back and be like, right, so we don't agree with this, this and this, but why are we arguing with each other? Like, if we're trying to work out what's going on and who's part of it, you're not actually the puppet masters, if you want to say. You would like, why we not? But we know they've wanted to do that because it's been divide and conquer, we know this. Yeah, the apocalypse. And the apocalypse means the thinning of the veil. People are going to see. What was the card that I pulled out at the beginning of this chat? We had the unicorn with the, unity. But we're not in pure unity at the minute because there's too many people arguing. But when they come away from that, yes. This card came out first, and the little unicorn's got the blinkers off. It's got the, what do you call it? What do you call it that you tie around your eyes? Yeah, it's got a blinker off its eyes anyway. There, look. Number 9 divine. Looking at the things growing. Not in fear with the blindfold on, getting, it's like that film Birdcage or whatever it's called. You put the blinkers on, you're being told something you can't see, can you? But you're being told something, but you can't really see it. Took the blinkers off, you can see everything growing and expanding. It's like, oh, this is going on. I thought this was going on because the media was telling me that. Or she was telling me that. He was telling me that. It's like, actually, that's not what's going on when I can actually see with my real eyeballs. Seeing, Yeah, there is Jeffrey, but if you go into too much of that with the Matrix and all that AI stuff, people get lost in that as well. You're here to do you and find your joy. If you do that organically and you do that of what you truly love, that dissipates, or whatever the word is, because you're not connecting to all that bullshit as well at the end of the day. So I don't even flow with any of that anymore. It's just, do you. Yeah, the birdcage. Yeah, getting told what something's there, no one can see it, you know what I mean? But getting into too much of all that other stuff that's gone before. I mean, yeah, people go through it because we go through all the rabbit holes and this, that, and the other, and people going about this and that, but the Matrix and blah blah. It's like, yeah, but once you know that, what I'm trying to put out there is, once you've seen certain stuff, it's just about you finding you. What do you love? What gives you joy? That's what you're coming here to do, to be the light. We are the angels, need to be united before we can unite the masses. Yeah. So, yeah, I am tired because we've had a... They're making me yawn out. I know. Tired in a good way though. It's because I had a hot bath before and we had Finn up late last night. We were making chocolate Rice Krispie Easter bun things for tomorrow because we're going to see my mum tomorrow. Not seen her for quite a few months. I think the last time saw her at Christmas. So we're going to see my mum tomorrow. That'll be nice. But yeah, like I said, all you've got to go and do is listen back to the story that I've just read out, and there you go. Oh yeah, it's definitely the invaders of the body snatchers. Yeah, that's why you look at people now and you're like, some people are just soulless, and it is the invasion of the body snatchers, and that's why you just come away from all of that and you don't get involved with people like that. You just do you. I don't understand why I like such dark subjects. Is it? It's not really though, is it? But it's beautiful. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving this show that we're watching. It's amazing. Some of it's Comedy Central, some of it's not nice. Some of it's like, some of it cracks me up with people as well. I'm just like, oh my God, like what's going on there within that person? But there's still going to be things we're going to see that we don't like. I mean, I believe there's going to be some more deaths and stuff with the pokey, of people that are the second, and like shit's going to go on maybe within that. But that's people's choice. Whatever's coming is coming. I just think, whatever. I'm not attaching myself to anything. It's just, all I know is what I'm here to do. And all I know is that I've just got to keep on doing me, and raising that vibration, basically. Well, yeah, you'd be getting the people in mass with entities because they're not breathing God's air in, are they, at the end of the day? It's bringing that, it's fear mode. So these people are in fear, you know. I like most things on wars and modes. I don't. Dolly Finn is such a free soul. That's what's special about children. Well, exactly. Yeah. Keep doing movie reviews. Keep doing movie reviews. You need to go and see that movie, and you might see it. You might not. My fella didn't see it at all. I'm going to him. Do you know about Admiral Byrd? And he's going. I said, oh look, there's Antarctica with the old, when they got the old at the top, the old at the bottom tourist bill. And that's the way you go in. I said, oh look at that anti-gravity energy. I waffle through films. I'm awful. I'll talk to myself. And he sat there going, shut up. I'm like, did you see that then? Did you see? And he's like, what? I'm like, oh, I'm terrible. Yeah, fear, control and loose. Yeah. They all look strange, Jeffrey, because you can't see the faces all the time. You know what I mean? Most people look miserable, with a mum. Yeah. Yeah, you will have spoke about Admiral Byrd on Phil's channel because he's into bits and bobs like that. But when you really look into them stories quite deep, you're like, we all know there's something going on now. And it was funny because Sasha Stone put something up the other day for frequencies of different monuments, and they were going on about Stonehenge's at Fear. That does not surprise me, and the energy that's blasting out in that area does not surprise me. You're just as normal as all of us. There was one that was like, what they called her, obelisks, which we all know what they are. They do the same thing, but not carved. It was like a petrified body part, which that goes back into petrified giants again, Titans. That was the King Kong film, the latest one. It's all. I just think it's just amazing. You know, goes into the giant trees that most of you'll know about if you've gone down them paths of where most people look at when we're all searching for the truth. But the truth does set you free. Yeah, the Godzilla King Kong movie it was crazy. They did show a lot, but they do show a lot. The law of one is you've got to tell the truth. So we all know, most of us know that they tell the truth in the films because that's the way they believe. You know, if people just think it's not real, it's consenting, and they do stick music and different bits in that, you know, are supposed to program your subconsciousness and all that. But the thing is, if you when you're awake and you see it, I can watch a film and transmute it and twist it back round to what they're, you know, if it's bad, the other way around as they try and reverse it, or you'll just see a lot of truth in it, which makes you laugh. Where other people, like my fellow, would go, "Oh, it's a bit far fetched, that, wasn't it?" And I'm thinking, it might be far fetched in maybe what they've used to portray the story of all time that's in every flipping film going, but you can see it once your eyes are open, and it is in every film going. It's always good versus evil. Good normally wins, you know. Love is the power of all, just like in the great film, The Fifth Element. The fifth element was love. Where was that stone found? In that alien thing, which was blue, by the way, but it was in within her because it is within us, and all that stuff. And that was the power that saved the world. You know, when people come to the point of, hello, people, come back to Christ consciousness, which is love, blah, 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 blah. It's just that, basically, it's in every film going. So it's, and even that's trying to wake you up, and people are like, "Oh, it's just a film." It's like, no, it's there in front of your face. As well, no, they put it in front of your face, literally in front of your face every day, symbology and everything. By Archangel Michael. Ooh, 12 light ships and light flashes and red galactics have been active for years. Yeah, they have been. Yeah. I got a healing to do with it. And like whoever came in before was talking about, who was talking about the blue orbs and all that. I mean, they're just, that energy is just, actually, I'm going to check now. Let's see if I can switch the light off and check what it is today. Let's see. I've got my drawing stuff on the bed. And when you start speaking. Oh, yeah. Is that what you're projecting out as well? Coming in? Don't know. I can't. Don't know if I can. So excuse my bed, it's got all my drawing on it and everything. I don't know if I can film this on camera. Just excuse my bed because it's got my drawing stuff on it and stuff. But I don't know if it's going to be able to show on. Might be too light. It's not going to be able to show, is it? Is it? No, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. It's coming in. Oh. Might record some after. Hang on a minute. You know, and despite what people think out there about whenever I've shown them videos, I know what it is for me, and it's also my light that I'm giving out and receiving back, as well as to do with different dimensions and beings and stuff like that. That's my truth in my story anyway. So you know, people who are experiencing that will understand. You know, a lot of people call it dust. It's like, yeah, dust gets caught up in the energies, but you can clearly see a flashing orb with geometric shapes and things in it, and things within them than a piece of dust. And they don't move the way dust does. So, you know, but each truth is each truth. But I know what mine are. And the people that I connect with see this as well. So, you know. He brought a bunch of pyramid frequency stuff figured out once I had about mentioned those things I lost. Oh. Yeah, the pyramids, the healers. Yeah, because they were all transmitting frequencies and stuff, you know, harmonizing. A lot of like, that's what the obelisks are and different things. But obviously, if something's being pumped out in a bad frequency, because you could say the dark souls have had the technology, which is what's happened, it's different, but it can be swapped back and it will be like Nikola Tesla was on the side of light. So that falls into the hands of the dark, then they use it for them, but it can be switched back. Yeah, we do need to remind ourselves we're in a spiritual war. And that's why I say you have to see the contrast and move away from it. It's a spiritual war, but we've won. We're winning. We won. Heaven's won already. It's got heaven's won already, and that higher realm state of consciousness has won already. It has to come to earth, and that's why we're seeing what's going on in the world right now. That seems batshit crazy worldwide. People arguing is the war. It's been on the war of the minds, body, and soul, and that's what's happening. And when that's all cleared up, that's when proper unity comes in. But while this is all going on, people have got to find the communion with self, the communion with your divinity, realizing who you are the light, and to shine it out in these times as we go forward. However you express it, not, oh, Dolly does it like this. Yeah, take inspiration, but remember who you are and what you love to do and how you express in your words and your actions. But just remember every day when you wake up, before you go to bed, switch off the TV, phone, everything, maybe an hour before I go to bed. Yeah, as above, so below, exactly. Put your prayers and intentions, whatever you want to call it, out before bed. Ask for those answers. And first thing in the morning, then just try to remember every day. We're not, you know, we get things that distract us, kids, everything, but just to go back and to remember to ground, what is it that I want to be? Do I want to be in this argument with someone? Do I want to be just right? Do I want to win this argument with a partner? What am I trying to be here? What is the frequency I'm trying to give out? Just to be right or just to be something else, to upset somebody? You know, the people out there, you know, sometimes we all do things and we don't know, but there's people out there, and you could call higher ups as well, do you know what I mean? Puppet masters. They know what they're doing. It's the people who know precisely what they're doing and are doing stuff to, what's the word? Knowingly hurt people and knowingly doing the things. A lot of us have been hoodwinked. The world was hoodwinked into things where sometimes we've not known what we were doing. So the world that goes back to the meek is the real people. But we're not going to be fried or living in sin because we didn't know. When you realise that, that's why we're coming from the contrast. You know, you're like, oh, I don't want to be that anymore. But the people who genuinely knew what they were doing, and you could say, for example, we're not talking about people out there on the internet who are just being ridiculous. We're talking about the people who genuinely know what they've been doing, like the people like Bill Snakes and all that, who genuinely know what they've been doing to people worldwide, in Africa, all over, that sort of stuff, who genuinely know what they're doing, and they're only doing it for this. You know what I'm saying? And there's loads of them doing different things. They're the ones that will be, their hearts will be weighted. Do you know what I mean? They're the ones that won't be resonating on this earth anymore. Because they knowingly were doing it. Not the people who've got caught up in it and didn't know. Not the people who've been blackmailed and traumatised and abused that way and didn't know. The people who genuinely knew what they were doing. But then again, you can look at it like they've come from families that thought it was normal. So there's that, I guess, in the story, forgiveness. It's not forgetting what they've done. Forgiveness in that you can understand, you have compassion because you can understand, but, you know, bye-bye, see you later, never to return again. But yeah, Yeah, we are all co-created beings. The dark can only copy or distort, yeah, exactly, or simply use our energies to create their agenda. Yeah, and they do. That's why they take people's ideas, they take people's blah, 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 blah. You know, they're doing the music industry and they trick people and all that stuff that we've all learnt about over, you know, whatever time you woke up at and started to see all this stuff. Yeah, we're all human, and that's what people have got to remember as well. We're here as spiritual beings in a human vessel. We're learning to be human, so people have to unite in that and learn the compassion. And you know, if you want to look at it as a biblical thing, as in Jesus came down as a son of God, just like this book. Remember what I've just read out, and if you don't want to talk about your haven't heard story, you'll have to go back and find it. In human form, to spread this message, but it got a bit distorted and people didn't like it, and you know, this has been going on since time dot. But we're at the stage where its momentum is massive. It's worldwide like never before. So people can't say it's the same thing because it's not, you know. But then again, it doesn't matter. Just keep shining your light. Keep remembering what blueprint you're going to leave here, and stuff. So thanks for the clarification, Dolly, and I agree that there is a point where your awareness is important in our own choices. Yeah, it's to remember you have a choice, and it's your choice to take you from, you know, from one door to another and shut the other door behind you and walk through the other, even if you think, oh my God, I can't because it's going to look, you know, it's like, no, just move away from your ego and just tell it to bog off for a bit. Thank you so much. I've had the best 2 nights sleeping years. Oh, thank you, Claudia. Claudia is a lady who actually, some people have got this oil off me, and it's called Lunar Lullaby, and it's for sleep. I've see how much I've used of mine. It does last for ages. It's a natural essential oil mix, and it's got a crystal in it and flowers, and it's for a deep sleep, to put the intention out of a deep sleep before you go to sleep. Switch off to all your computers and everything, rub it in your temples, smell it. And it's also throughout the day when you want to feel a bit calmer. It's a very calming smell, but I'm glad that you've just put that message in for me. So that's beautiful. Thank you. You have said, thank you so much. I've had the best 2 nights sleeping years. Thank you. Well, it had the intention on it and Reiki infused as well in it. So thank you for putting that message up there, Claudia. Very kind of you. I use it all the time. You can see how much I've used, and I've had this for weeks, so you do get quite a lot in it. I think it's a 10, is it a 10 ml bottle? So if anyone's interested, you'll have to get over onto Instagram, which is Flower and the Fae. God, I don't know if that name's going to change again, but I have got some of these oils left. You shake them up to activate them. We had smell-o-vision, you can smell them, but it's quite a calming smell. Probably get some new ones out as well, different ones, but that's the only one that I've got in at the minute. Gotta go. Yeah, I'm going now as well. Don't even know what time is it. What time is it? Oh yeah, I'm going a bit. Got to be up early in the morning. We're going to my mother's. I think she's been thinking, my mum's beginning to wake up now, even though she didn't have the verse you and jibby jabby, but I told her. But remember, folks, if you didn't hear the story I've just read out, you'll have to go back and find it. Where this is the biggest message in a picture that I can put out there. Good night, everyone, and God bless you all. Where we go, one we go all, exactly. So, like I said, Gina G is wrong out there about the QAnon thing. That's nothing to do with Q. And she even said it's not a thing she's followed or looked into. Well, you can't really debate or discuss it if you were never actually into it, because she said something about dates. Well, it's never happened, and loads of people went in and said, it has come true what they've said. And the thing is, Q never put dates on anything anyway, so wrong again, because it's the people who talk about who've put the dates on it. I've done it in the past, like, not being funny, Charlie Ward has done it. I'm not saying he's a bad guy or a good guy, I'm just saying he has put dates out. You shouldn't put dates out because people fall off it when they think something's not happened. It doesn't mean it's not happened, it just means mainstream media are not reporting on it. We all know how they work, but you know, somewhat, it just makes me laugh when people go, I haven't looked into it, I just believe it's this, that, and the other. You're quoting QAnon, which is off the media, and for one thing, you haven't looked into it and been there at the beginning. I like her anyway, so I'm not slagging her off. I did say, I do love your channel, but you can't debate something. I've said this before, you can't be in a book club and come and debate about the story of the book if you've not read the book. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, some people have said that, Blank. I don't know. I'm not really interested anymore. It's just a bit like, we will see. All will be shown in the light. And it says 49, 49. Maybe that's a validation. I don't know. But do you know what I mean? I know he's not a doctor. It's something to do with what was put on his card and it got misstrued. He knows he's not. He's talked about that and he said it just got put on the thing. But anyway, I'm not really bothered. I'm just like, I'm not saying either or either. I don't personally know. I'm just saying all comes out in the end anyway. I know there's stuff going about, but what I'm just trying to say is the one thing he has done is put dates on, which we should never do. I've done it in the past, and that's when people fall off because they go, you said it was on a date of whatever, we're not working in, they're not working in linear, we do, but that's what gets everyone falling off certain things, and it's not just to do with the you-know-who, many things, but then again, you-know-who has said they don't give information out to other people, it's meant for the military and all that, so disconnected when I talk about that. They've heard something and they were given special information. It's a bit like, no, you weren't. So I don't know there, but I'm not getting into all that because I don't watch any of it anymore. So like I said, there's nothing I can watch anymore on anybody's channel of anything that's being put out, even on the channels that I love to watch, that isn't telling me anything different. My tarot cards have constantly been telling me, and came out again today, it's all work on thyself, work on your passions, work together with other people, throw your light out there. We've got the star card and the world card the other day. It's been the same. It's not that message has never really changed since last year of work on yourself, shine your light, get rid of the stuff that doesn't help you to shine your light, people, things, everything. We're all doing a lot of spring cleaning, which has a lot to do with cleaning the energies out. It's a biblical thing as well, and you should be doing it because it clears out space. I'm still doing that, still cleaning that out, cleaning ourselves out. This is with food as well. Like I said the other day, I've said I've not stopped going to the toilet. I know that sounds awful, but it's the food thing. I know I've got to get that into check. Many people have different things to get in check. Telling me, I don't know what it is I've been having, but I'm like, oh, I've got to get rid of that. I've got to let go of that. But we've got time, like I said the other day, we have got time. I believe we've got quite a few years on this, so people have got a chance to come together to work on self, to catch up and do the things, the different aspects of what they've got to look at to let go of and blah, blah, blah. And we're all doing it, I'm not anywhere near where I'm right where I need to be, doing the things that I need to do. I'm not better than anybody else. We're all doing it together. We're all special together, just like the book said. Go back to that story. But I'm just shining my light on my story for other people to see if it resonates. It obviously does with a lot of you in chat. I am sending out frequencies and I'm getting it reflected back by you guys. So like I said, I see good in the world because I see beautiful people in chat all the time, from the odd ones now and again. But that's normal, really. The stories that I'm seeing within my son, stuff he's coming out with, love is in the air. What he said the other day when we were filming outside painting. I was in Morrison's the other day shopping, and I heard in the background "Love is in the air," and I was like, "Hi, Pam called Love is in the air," and I thought that song's on in the background that he was singing 2 days before. It made me laugh. See the world in a different perception and you'll be a lot happier. Stop going with the narrative of what the news are putting out and stuff. Know thyself, be strong, and don't let anyone take over your body in anything. So Liverpool won. Oh, good. But you know what I mean? Just shine your light. If something doesn't feel good, because Pam, I know you asked me something the other day, if something doesn't feel good and it's making you question something, even if it's that, it's obviously not right, is it? If you're questioning it, and you should be questioning everything, if it doesn't feel right or you're not sure, because my mum went and had it and then she's been feeling really weird, by the way. I'm gonna try and give her some Reiki when I go and see it. But if you feel you're not sure, well, not sure is an answer as well. It's like you're not sure, then leave it a bit. Watch out for a couple of months what's going on within people, because like I said, I think we're gonna see a lot of deaths and things from people giving you the thing, telling you to have a second one's probably reacting to the thing they give you before. Let's watch what happens. But like I said, in the meantime, be more loving, be more compassionate to friends, family, the people that are in your immediate thing that you love, the other people that are out there trying to bring you down, trying to steal your light, trying to stop your ascension, because I would say that's what's going on with a lot of people. They're trying to grasp onto you to sort of bring your energy down. Fuck all that. You don't need that. You're just ascending above it. Don't get involved in other people's drama. There's a lot of people trying to cause drama out there and on here. That's attention seeking. Um, just don't get involved in it. Drama, drama, drama. They get the karma, karma, karma. Toilets are over. Yeah, practicing mindfulness. Beautifully put. Yeah. So I don't know what else to say, but basically my story from my awakenings, and you'll have more awakenings as you go on. More things will pop up so you can get rid of it. More things will bubble up to the surface that you can get rid of. Is if you've got any pain within your body, that's probably because it's telling you the stuff, other stuff you need to look at. Is basically my story from up to now, because I'm not talking about past stuff because I don't need to. But you could say maybe the beginning of this year again is how do you deal with your mum having the jibby jab? I couldn't speak to when she first had it done because I knew I'd go mad and I was trying to get out of that anger, so I didn't. I'm going seeing her tomorrow. I'm not going to be like I used to be. I'm just me and my sister have told her. We've told her about it's an experimental blah, but with all that things everybody does, and she still chose because she wanted to go on holiday, which she can't go on now. And we were like, Mum, but my mum has got her own mind. She's a beautiful soul anyway, and she's good with stuff and all that. But you know, for someone, my mum's always trying to tell me what to do at my age. She'd do what she wants, and couldn't tell it because she still believes the news. She watches TV. She's. But the funny thing is, my sister said today, I think she's starting to realise, and I think she's a bit worried that she did have it now, but I just think she stays away from the second one. Maybe. I said to my sister, you never know. I think we are going to see deaths and stuff. People might not be able to hold on to this, but who knows? Maybe they'll send a frequency out that wipes it all out. I don't know. Who knows? Because there's things out there we don't know that's going on, and there's beautiful things that they could do because there's technologies out that can do stuff with good frequencies. But I just don't have a go at her because one, me and my sister don't say much to her now because she would be scared, and that's a fear and that's a frequency anyway that could put her down with that could still make her ill. So it's choice. We've all got the choice and we all had the choice. The information has been there for people. They've chose not to. 33 in chat now as I'm speaking. They've had the choice to find the information if they wanted to. A lot of people haven't. But it's their choice. I can't, you know, if this does happen, if we see people around us passing, because me and my sister have got friends our age that are doing it, have done it, and are thinking of doing it, that breaks my heart. Like, I could get upset now. If they leave this earth, even though, you know, whatever we think about it, it'll be heartbreaking, but I've got to look at it like, well, they had the choice. That's what they chose. What? There's no screaming or shouting at anyone anymore because we've all done that. Just like you know who said, you can't tell the people because nobody listens. They only listen to what they want to listen to and what they want to believe. We've got to show the people. So what's going to be shown to people, what is being shown to people now, then you have the choice. Like, are you questioning stuff or are you just going along with the narrative of what the news are telling you? Because if you are, well, good luck to you because, you know, as we all know. So that's all I can say. But while this is going on, you have got to be the strong one. It is hard. The path of light is not easy. Because if it was easy, do you know what I mean? But it shows courage and strength within you. And once you start on that path and you know and you understand, it does become easier. It does become easier. It's hard to see and it's frustrating to look at other people, but you're actually here to do your work on you. It's not about the other people, even though you're looking like it's my family, it's my best mate, it's me, blah, 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 blah. But still, they chose their path and it's about you. Elevating yourself, because if you're going to get too involved with other people, even though like family, whatever, it's weird, isn't it? It's just you're going to drag yourself down. You've got to do it. Yeah, can only show Neo the door. Exactly. Dare I say it? No, yeah. My mum got the job. I tried to tell her, but gave up and just left it. That's why I've done it. It's like she was going to do it anyway. You know, I couldn't like tie her up and gag her and chuck her somewhere. She's chose that. So, but you never know. There could be things coming in. Maybe we have to see a bit of it, and then the rest are going to get saved. You could like maybe it's to do with people's frequencies as well. If my mum's still got a really good frequency about her anyway, but I don't know. But I guess we'll see. But this is why I say, if you're not bloody sure, then don't. I'm not telling anyone what to do, but you know what I mean? It's like, wait a little bit, observe, 11:11 again. Yeah, what is it, 11:11? It'll be 11:07 here on my thing. Yeah, time to slap the mums. Oh, I know. So I'm gonna see how she is tomorrow. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna see if she says anything about anything. Try and tune into her and yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go because, like I said, I'm up early. Got to go and see mum. It feels good to stop smoking Mondays of the day. Pray for me this time for good. Yep, yep. Once these people take them out and saying it's over for you, you have to focus on yourself. Yeah, you just got, well, I don't know if it's over for everybody, but, just, yeah, you got to focus on yourself. My friends and others all know, heard of where, like, can't wait to get, I know, but you can't tell them, can you? It's just one of them. You can't get mad at them either. Free will, choice. Do not let your TVs get you low. Do not listen no matter what they threaten. Exactly, no matter what they threaten. They're going on about this passport crap and all that. People are standing up around the world. Like I said, it's like them on the plane went in Israel where they said you have to get off the plane. So everyone on the plane got off the plane. Everyone's got to start standing up with everybody else. It's about the stand. You know the dark to light? So many days of darkness. Oh, thingy's not about anymore. It's all disappeared. It's all gone quiet. Yeah, why it's quiet? There's normally shitloads going on behind the scenes. It's gone quiet, and it seems a bit like that because it's for the people to show them it's our time to stand up. Hi, Rachel. It's I'm going in a minute. It's our time to stand up. We're the ones with the power. We've got to take our world back. We're the ones we've been waiting for. There's not a saviour coming. There's not this coming. Yes, we've had help and guidance, but we're here to do it and stand up because if we were just given it, we're never going to fight for the right. We're never going to fight for the goodwill people, are we? The meek will inherit the earth, and that's us lot. So, and everybody else. So, do you know what I mean? Thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, there was a flight in Israel where they wanted a family off because they wouldn't wear the mask, so the whole plane got off. I was like, yes. Stick your V's up. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to go and enjoy tomorrow. Be in the presence of Easter, as in resurrection, Christ consciousness, you being resurrected in that light of heart, love, and being that every day. I know it's hard, but the more you can get in it, resonate with people, look for people that are in that same resonation on here, out there, whatever, doing the things that you love doing, enjoying every moment. When you're outside in the sun, look at the, like I said, I saw a mum and a kid today. The little boy was skipping. I was like, oh, that's beautiful. Feeding into that frequency is beautiful. Birds tweeting, the sun sat in the garden, sat up the bedroom before with the sun coming through, the last bit of sun, kissing my face. The sun was loving that warmth of the sun, being in the present moment, even when I was weeding my weeds in the garden, thinking, we're weeding these weeds out, shaft from the wheat and all that, whatever you call it. Getting excited about doing my garden up, not looking at all that. There's big things coming and I'll open my mouth about it when it happens. I'm biding my time. Biding my time. Creating, being in the presence with your family, finding the joy in the little things, and remembering that we're in this together. And we are, because you see people talking about the similar things on here and everywhere else. So keep your nose out of too much of the news. Be aware, but don't go into fear. Concentrate on you and what you love and the people you're being around and stuff like that. I'm gonna go to my mum's tomorrow. I'm not gonna be in that. Oh, I've got to tell her. I'm just gonna give her a hug. Me and my mum. My mum's great. She does a lot for us. She's a pain sometimes, especially with me because she knows I'm a bit defiant and I used to get a bit arsey. I'm not that arsey with her at the now. I'm learning, but she's quite triggering because she's a bit like Hitler, as I like to joke with her, because she doesn't like. She likes concrete cities, and she's just like trying to control me with. She's a right cleaning fanatic, just things like she's got OCD and she just tries to control like some parents do. And I'm like, no. But apart from that, I love her. So tomorrow, despite whatever, because she always thinks I've always been doing the wrong thing in my life. Like, you've not done this. And you can't do that for a job. And you're not married and you're doing things back to front. It's like, yeah, exactly. Because I've not been controlled. I used to think that when I was young, like, why is my life not happening this way? I'm not married yet. I've not done that. I should have been doing that. But it was all, it really, looking back, it's funny. It was just all like, I wouldn't be controlled. So I'm not doing things that, in my eyes, that I'm just doing because other people are doing it. And that's what I've been told I should be doing. I'm like, no. And I'm glad, because maybe them things will happen, but they won't happen just because it was expected of me, because people have expectations. Parents have expectations on the kids. You know, it's like I said to Finn, he said he wants to be an artist. His dad has told him, you're not being an artist. You're going to be what I am, and I'm like, you can be you can be whatever you want to be. He's only 6. You don't tell a kid they can't be something, because it's not seen as a proper, you know what I mean? So, whatever. But I'll be giving her a hug tomorrow and really giving her some frequency. You know, I'm going to feel that, and I'm not going to say anything or argue. Done all that. You go through all the stages of arguing, anger, distraughtness, sadness, sickness, everything. And then you come out the other end and you're like, well, right, it's free will. People have got their own choice. I can't scream at people anymore. You've planted the little seeds. That's all you can do. Now concentrate on yourself. So, yeah, back to front. Honest to God, I've done everything back to front. And I used to think, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Now I look at myself and go, yeah, good on you, girl. Now I laugh and think, oh, no, that's the best way to be. You know, so it's funny. Oh, thank you. You know, funny. Yeah, going against the grain, exactly. And I've always been like that when I think about it. I remember even stupid little things like this place I used to work at years and years ago when I was younger, in my 20s. And they used to, I hated uniforms. You used to get to wear a uniform. And I used to always go in a pink jumper. And you weren't supposed to go in a pink jumper. You had like a black jumper or a green jumper. And I was like, oh, I've got this pink hoodie on. And they were like, where's your work top? And it'd be like, oh, it's in the wash. It wasn't. I just didn't like it because it didn't suit me. I get told off all the time. Make these little excuses like, oh, I don't know. I was always doing stuff with my hair and she go, oh, you know, always doing stuff. Always trying to just be something, you know, that someone wanted me to be something. I wanted to do the opposite. Yeah, a rebel. Yeah. And I think that's why mum's always been, oh, my mum's a bit of a rebel in a sense, but in a different way. But, you know, just that thing of like, not listening at school, not being bothered about certain things, just looking back, it's like, oh yeah. And I didn't understand intellectual stuff. I don't, but it's not about being intellectual, is it? So that's another funny thing. It's like dyslexia and that I have a bit of that. That's because I'm not programmed. That's to do with people who can't be programmed. They'll put a label on you and try and make out you stupid, thick. You're special in that sense of how they try and say stupid. In their sense of like, you don't understand things. It's like, yeah, but it's a good thing when I look at it now, and I'm glad, because they couldn't program my mind so much. I'm not saying it hadn't, we all have in some way, but to the extent of certain things, it was just like, what? That's why a lot of these places and things will put big words out in big paragraphs and big things that nobody understands. And they go, what's that? And then all the so-called intellectuals of the world, you know, are very high up, will go, oh, well, it means this, this, and this. And everyone agrees with it, you know, like on the news and stuff, because they're like, oh, well, obviously they're intellectual and they know what they're talking about, so it must be true. And it's like, no, it's not. They put all that sort of big words out there to deceive you, so you think you're stupid and don't know what's going on. These big words you don't understand is because that's what they do. It's like what you do in writings when they send you certain things in capital letters in red and all that. And yeah, you know, if you've gone down the route of all that lot. Anyway, I'm gonna go, but as we're talking about light, let's do one card out of the secret language of light. Oh, and I am tired, so I know what the body needs to go to bed. And I'm going to be doing that with my oil, and have a good sleep. And then we'll most likely have oh no, it's bank holiday Monday on Monday, so yeah, I won't be on Monday. I'll be with Finn and my fella doing something, so yeah, hopefully it'll be a nice day. But today, being that presence of resurrection, think about yourself and what you want to move forward in and what you want to come away from. Think about that over this Easter holiday. Yeah, a kid can be whoever it wants to be, exactly. But you see what I mean by his dad's not open-minded to certain stuff. He's quite narcissistic as well, so not into all that. He's been wearing her and all that, so yeah. Right, we've got 2 that have come out. So because 2 have come out, I'm going to go for a 3. You like a 3? Oh, there we go. Oh, yes. And guess what we've got? Beautiful, beautiful feet. What have I just been saying? 18, let it go. Sword of truth there. Let it go. Release. Release the fear, release the anger, release everything. Because then when we do this, we go into healing. It helps us heal. Yeah, it's got to be 3. Trinity. And then the last one, like we've just been talking about the story, the little soul and the sun. There is only light. There is only light. And you are the light. So shine it bright. You little light. There is only light. 33. That's basically 3. Be the walking prayer you want to be by actions, words, and thoughts, actions, and words. It is hard sometimes, we get triggered, but just go back to remembering thoughts, action, words. What are you saying? What are you thinking? You know, intentions, pure intentions, and stuff like that. How are you acting when people are saying stuff or whatever it is? You know, at work, wherever. Are you reacting because someone has said something, or can you just respond? It's all in that. There's a lot of people reacting at the minute, and people getting caught up in their own thoughts that aren't even the thoughts, and energies that aren't even their energies, getting caught up in so many different things, thinking things that aren't even happening. You've really got to tune into yourself, you know, and realise there are people and things out there that are, I will say again before I go, trying to pull you down. They don't want you to ascend, because there's a lot of people out there that they're not ascending, and if they see someone ascending, they want to drag you down to try and get a bit of that, like, I'm not saying I don't want you, like, they can see you ascending. No, just don't get involved, you know. Ascend, people. Ascend. Thank you, Dolly, for all your wisdom and insight gems. Oh, thank you, Magma. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Thanks all for coming in. Much appreciated. And yeah, just remember, let go. And if you let go, your healing will begin. And there is only light, and you are the light. Remember the story that I've just read. If you've just come in, you'll have to go and listen to the story again. The Little Soul and the Sun. Buy it. It's beautiful. Buy it to read to your kids or grandkids, or read it to yourself, because it's a quick book, but it is an advert of Conversation with God. So, Conversations with God book. I'd say, just before I go, people get rid of generational curses. Is if you're getting rid of like generational things, is just if you be the light in the world, to me, it will get rid of that, because you're breaking them chains. You're breaking them chains, and you're not getting caught up in all that generational stuff where things have gone on. You break the chains, and you can speak out loud as well. I release these ancestral chains. I've said that before. But if you begin to be the light that maybe some of they weren't, to me, I believe, and it's what, by the way, it is what you believe in. It releases all that, because you're breaking the chains by being the one in your generation that is breaking those chains of fear, and all that lower energy, if you want to say. So yeah, I've been a bit of a hermit, going deep into myself. It's very empowering. It is empowering, Rachel. And when the time comes that we all go out again, out there in the world, after all this bull crap that's going on, which you want to be doing, nobody wants to be staying in. We are beings of what you call it. We love to communicate. We love being a part of things. We love connecting. We're that's what we're supposed to do. We're what's the right word? It's gone out my head. We are we like being in contact with each other. You know, enough people will have done the hermit stage that they're going to want to get out there and express and experience new experiences and all that sort of good stuff. What's it called? We're social beings. This is why they want us 2 feet apart, this, that, and the other. Because when you're social and you're around other people, your vibes are rubbing off on other people. Your aura. We are social beings. When people cut themselves off too much to other people, and that's why it's been harder for people with what's going on, they can lose themselves. They need to get back out there, start trusting and finding people to be around. And that's what I believe will be happening when this all dissipates, which it will do because things change. I mean, personally, I've been getting out and seeing people. Like I said, I'm going to see my mum tomorrow, and my fella, I see him, and we do make sure we get out and we have been in contact with people and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But you will want to come out your hermit stage. And the people might go in a hermit stage that I've never been in a hermit stage and come back out. But we are social beings. We are meant to be social. We are meant to express to people and be around people and love people and do all that connection thing we all do when we're in love, and just the friendliness we are with people. That's why I love chatting. That's why I've always been a chatterbox. I love having that. That's just the way I am. I love sitting down with people and chatting. In the real world, when I see me, I just love chatting. Chat all day with people. I just love that. Listening to people and chatting with people and that. But we are all social beings. That's why they've tried to split us. That's why they tried to get people divided. But we are social beings, and we will come out of that hermit mode. Yeah, and it's Indigo's Ray's birthday tomorrow. So wish Indigo Ray's a happy birthday. I wouldn't say really, Jeffrey. Personally, it's whatever you think. I would just say let it go. It doesn't matter. It's about the now and what you're doing now. All that matters is the now. The past doesn't matter. You're living in the past. It's not where we're going. You've got to let go of it all. Yeah, Yakata. No, it's what you're doing in the now. It might help with things that you and all stuff like that, but I'd really say it's the now, now, now. So yeah, so you're all saying happy birthday. So like I said, I'm gonna go or I'll be on for ages. I'm getting tired. And my body's telling me I've got to go. It's like, come on, Janine, could go out on another rotation, Indigo. Yeah, another rotation, exactly. Um, yeah. Me and my hubby used to be more recluse, but I used to chat yakketing when I was out with a dog meeting someone or when I came across someone. Exactly. And it's going to be more, but I do believe in the very near future is going to be more socialising because of what's happened. It's people are going to realise that not to take things for granted, and they're just going to love the social thing and being around people again more than ever because they've took it for granted when this happened. That's another thing of showing you more people have took things for granted, and in 2020 and even now it's beautiful. Like I said, the plan's beautiful anyway because it's making people realise that they've missed the family, they've missed going out, being social, took it for granted of everything we could do that some people in other countries don't get to do, but the whole world's in that situation that when they go back, it's going to be more, it's just going to be a precious thing, you know, and an enjoyment again of being around people. How many people since dickhead Boris Johnson has said, 6 people, you can't be in the garden. Someone was having a party last night at my fella's over the road. They had strobe lights on and everything or whatever was going on, but, people have been in the gardens. It's going to be beautiful because people are not going to take it for granted. They're going to be so happy that they're out and about, if they've not been doing anyway. Yeah, and it's about people are going to need communities. Communities are going to be rising out the ground, all sorts of different communities. Anyway, I've got to go because, like I said, I'll read your comments and end up staying on till God knows what time. So, enjoy Easter tomorrow, Easter Sunday, and Easter Monday. If you're off and all that, enjoy it. Keep in the presence of the resurrection and think about that as you moving towards the light, keeping that peace within you and doing all that good stuff of, that resurrection of love and compassion for people, even people that get on your nerves and people that don't see and people that you're annoyed with because they may have took the jibby jabby or whatever. Just love them anyway. you know, love them anyway. Remember, you will get sent back to you. What you project is what gets reflected back. So, you know, like I say, people who think they're having bad things done to them or stuff like this, it's because it's what they're projecting out is what gets reflected back. So, like I said, personally, what I see around me is there's a lot of good people. A lot of good people with good hearts. That's mostly what I see. It's not because I don't see bad things, but the majority of what I do see, I see more light than dark. And then when we're merging the light, the dark within us, it's to just be more of the light per se. That's what I believe. But I see more of the good than I do of the bad, because it's how you look at things in life. So with that, I will see you very soon. Or when we go out, I'll put that on the end as well. Triggering or not triggering, I don't know. And I will see you very soon next week after the, like I said, probably after Easter Monday, or I'll be back in the week. I'll be posting on my community post as usual page on here, and be seeing you soon. And remember, rise above it, rise above everything, just rise above it, and better things will come in, and I will see you very soon. Bye.